So welcome back, guys. I'm just going to be thankful that I'm able to trade and share most of these trading insights with you guys. So yeah, I'm just happy and grateful that I got some new brand new strategy which I'm trading with, and yeah, I'm just going to be sharing with you guys. So the first thing that you can do is you can probably just change to the line chart and see what I'm seeing. This is a kind of if I show you on the line chart, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is a kind of a QM, right? Head and shoulders pattern. All right. In most of the cases, I would advise you to wait until price comes towards around this area, around here. So this is where you probably take your buys from, right? This is where you can take your buy entries. So you see that market has created a new higher high, and then we just wait for it to just retrace back into our level there. I don't know if you guys can see. So you want price to come and push down up to here, right? Around that level, then you can take our buy entries. All right, can then take our buy entries from that level. So I can just go ahead and place in my buy entries from around that level. So I'll place 0.01. This is a $10 account, so I don't want to risk too much. So place our buy limits around that area. That's 0.01. All right, ADNZ. So another buy limit there. Stop loss. Well, as I've told you guys, the stop loss is usually beneath this area. I don't know if you guys can see, but this is the area which you have, so I can place even more buy entries here. So this area is a strong demand zone, right? So expecting price when it comes to that zone, at least we're expecting another push upwards, because at this level we see a head and shoulders pattern anyways, and also we see that market is likely to reverse towards that area. All right, so yeah, I can just place in my buy entries around that level. I don't know, this will, perhaps this is the H1, as you can see. This is the H1, so I don't know how probably this will take, and but I'll wait and see if I can get any setups here. The reason why I'm not taking any entries, why I'm not taking sell entries, is very simple. There's a key supply level around here. Price has to first of all surpass this level before it can continue its buys. So currently price hasn't yet broken that level, so we're in a good, will be in a good position to sell. So but since on the day, which time frame do we go to? Let's first go to the daily time frame. So as you guys can see, on the daily time frame, market is making lower lows. It's printing sales, right? So as you can see, since we're putting sales, you can rest assuredly just take in your sell entries, but I won't do that. I have to wait patiently. So let me first remove all the drawings so that I can show you clearly what I see. As I've told you guys, I'm very grateful that I'm able to share these experiences with you guys, right? I'm very grateful for that. So you can see that price, we had a strong supply zone up here, right? We have a strong supply zone around here. So price may first of all retrace towards that level before it continues going down at the moment, right? Because that level is where we also had a support and resistance, right? So that level is very key level for our supply zone. On the H4, you don't see much on the H4, but what you can see is that price has surpassed, so far it has surpassed this supply zone here, right? So price has managed to surpass the supply zone around here. So this is our supply zone, and price has managed to surpass it. Once price does that, well, we can just simply take in our entries for buys. But where will be our stop loss? Well, it will be beneath these areas here, right? Because this is a demand level. This is where we put our stop loss. But since we are aiming for for better entries, I would advise that you take your entries based off of a key level, right? So that's why I've placed my buy limits around that area that we have some potential demand zone, right? That's why I've placed my entries. And yeah, let's just wait for NZD USD. But now for the moment, I see some setup on USD JPY. So on the H4, you see that market is selling, printing lower lows. So you can just go to the daily time frame to see what I see. All right, okay. So on the daily time frame, you see that market is printing lower lows, right? So price, there's a key level here, which you guys I want you guys to see. We have a key level at around this area here. Just switch to the line chart so that you can see them clearly. All right, so we have a clear key level around here, all right? And then from that key level, we see that price is printing lower lows and lower highs. So the general trend is for a downtrend, right? The general trend is downward. Given that in mind, I can just simply go to the candlesticks, and then you shall look for sell setups. All right, you shall look for sell setups. Now what do we see currently? This is the daily time frame, and we see that we have a strong demand zone around here. This is a drop-based drop setup, all right, but we have a kind of a key demand zone around this area here. So if price doesn't manage to pass through that demand zone, then we can simply just keep on taking our buy entries. So we shall just go to the H1 to manage our trades better, all right? So in the H1, we see that we have another demand zone which is around that level. So given that we have a demand zone, what do we expect price to do? Well, the first thing that I will always advise you to do is that you don't just enter blind. You don't just enter your trades simply because you have seen a key demand zone and then just enter, right? You should just have to go to the lower time frames. The M15 is better for that matter. So what do you see on the M15? Well, on the M15, you already see that price has already broken. If you're observant enough, if you're very observant, I know you guys are observant, but just look at this, right? If you see that candle right there, this candle right here, this is another demand candle, right? But price instead pushed all the way down. It broke this demand zone, right? Because we had a rally base and then we had a drop. So given that in mind, I can simply just keep on taking my sales. I can just simply just put in my sales. What am I aiming for? Where is my stop loss? Very good questions. I'll tell you what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for price to reach around that first area there, and then perhaps if it manages to break this area here, we may even see price going all the way down there. All right. So given that in mind, my entry time is M5. So I just switch to the M5, and on the M5, what do we see? We have a rally base rally. All right. Have a rally base rally setup. So to reduce the floating loss, I'll simply put my sell limits around this area here. All right, this is my sell limits, and yeah, shall just wait to see what market gives us. Stop loss is just above that area. So why am I placing my sell limits at that area? Because that's a key supply area, right? That's a key supply area, so I'm expecting price to respect it, because if we respect this area, we are likely that price will instead continue higher. So given that in mind, I will just hold on and see what this trade gives us. All right, just hold on patiently and see. This is a $10 account, so it's not something big. That's why I've taken some late entries today. Gold is not giving me any good setups. On the H1, we see some bit of resistance. For instance, this is a key key demand area, right? Price never managed to surpass that area. And then we had another key supply area around here, right? So we have to wait for price to break that supply area, then we can take our entries, right? Perhaps if we are able to break the supply area, we can aim for higher risk to reward ratios. For instance, there is a drop-based drop around this area, which also acts as a support and resistance. So at this key level here, we can aim for buys towards that area there. Perhaps if we had more confirmation, we could have entered our buys, but currently we don't have any further confirmation, so we shall just hold on onto our trades, right? And secondly, what does the market do on the on the H4? That price has already managed to surpass the first. It has formed a new kind of a all right, we see that price has managed to break out of this base below here, all right, and then it made a retest, so price may push up towards that area here. So currently what I'm seeing on gold is that price may have the potential to push up towards this area, then perhaps it may resist this area and then continue lower. But currently I don't have any setups here on gold, so I'll simply just call it quits for gold. Don't have any clear setups. On the M15, we have a supply level here. Market has failed to break it like multiple times. I don't know, you can take entries. Let me first see. Let me see. So we have a kind of a QM here, QM pattern, right? QM pattern. So what does a high time frame tell us? In the high time frame, like the daily time frame, we see that market is buying, right? Since market is buying, we're in a high probability for even more buys if we take entries for buys. So we go to the M15 and realize that price has not yet been able to break that area, right? Price has yet broken that area. With that in mind, I could simply just look for my entries. So where would I place my entries for buys? My entries for buys could be around here. This could be my entries for buys because we have a key demand zone around this area. All right, so price may retest back and then continue higher, or we could simply just continue higher, break out, and then we have a key supply zone around here. So if price manages to surpass this area, then we can simply look for our entries for buys. But yeah, that's how it is per now. USDJPY it's faking us out. I don't know if you guys can see, but we formed a rally based rally and we made a drop. So I can take my entries for sales on GBPUSD because on the H1 you see that we are selling already, but let's wait. Let's just wait and see what market gives us, because currently, honestly speaking, we had we have to wait a bit and see. Because here we have a key demand zone here. On the daily time frame though, what I'm seeing is that price is selling. That's why I'm not taking any buy entries for now. I'll simply just wait and take my sales, right? As you can see, price is selling on the daily time frame, so shouldn't be surprised if I enter a small lot position maybe of 0.01 and I sell. All right, shouldn't be surprised. But as per now, I'll just wait and see what market gives us, because this is a key supply where I've put my sell limits. This is a key a key level. All right, this is a key level. So if price manages to surpass that level, I can simply just move out of this trade. All right, and yeah, that's what I'm expecting. Shall see you guys. I shall update you guys soon.